Okay, welcome to the first of a couple of screencasts on using git and then gitignore. To start with, what we want to do is just learn about how to commit a file, and we're also going to create a .gitignore file. It's easiest to create that ignore file first. I'll explain more about that in just a moment. But just to get started, we're using assignment 6 and the job titles 2 assignment that you had in your textbook. So if I type sales, it's going to return all the salespeople. That's all this program does. Hits a database and returns that data. So let's take a look at the command line. And you can see right now that I'm at Web 182 assignment 6. I've already initialized this, but if you haven't, you would type git init, and that will initialize git, and you can see that it's added a .git file here, a folder actually. And in order to see that better, you can type ls-la, and that will show all of your hidden files. Anything with a dot in front of it is considered hidden. So inside of this .git folder, that is where Git keeps track of everything. Don't touch anything in there. All right, next, we want to create a folder or a file that can hold our DB Connect file. Now, we've got a couple ways we can look at DB Connect. We've looked at it before in an earlier class, but let's take a look at it real quick in the editor so we know what's in it. So in our DB Connect file, assignment 6, DB Connect, this was our login information, right? And there's nothing, I could blur this out, but for our purposes, this is fine. So this is our separate connection file, just to get started storing an external file. So we want a spot to tell Git when we push this up to GitHub to ignore that file. So we want to create a .gitignore file. Now there's a number of ways to do this, and I'm going to show you one using an editor called VI, and we'll take it from there. So to do that, I'm just going to type VI. I've got to first of all make sure that I'm in my assignment 6 folder, VI, and then .gitignore. VI comes in 2 modes, and actually it comes multiple modes, but the modes we'll be using are 2. One is input mode, and the other is normal mode. So we just want to add this file name, DB Connect. So I'm going to press the letter I to insert, and then let's just type in the name of that file, db-connect.php, and that's all you need. And so we're going to ignore that file when we push this up to GitHub. So let's save that. To save your file, press your escape key. That's going to put you in what's called normal mode, and then a colon, and you'll see it show up at the bottom of your screen, and then a W to write and a Q to quit. That will write and quit the file. All right. Now if you want to see what's inside of .gitignore, you can type cat .gitignore. And if you could start typing git or gitignore and then hit your tab key, it will auto-complete for you. And you can see there's the contents of that file. So we should be good to go. Let's do a git status. All right, so we've got gitignore, and then 2 of the files now. Notice that what's missing is our DB Connect file, and if you wanted to see that again, you could type ls.la, and that file still exists, but it's not being tracked, and that's the important thing. So next, what we want to do is add these files. I'm going to put this to the top. So we want to add these files to the staging area. So we'll type git add and a dot, and now you can see my master is changed to a plus sign, and again I could type git status. I'm getting used to this. And we have no commits yet. And by the way, we're just working on the master branch for right now. We'll learn more about branching soon. So now here we are. We've got our gitignore, and we've got these files. We need to commit these files. So I'm going to type git commit -m for a message. In a later screencast, I will show you what happens if you forget that and how to get out of it. And I'm going to type original commit for working with gitignore. So I know what's going on here. Close your quote and then enter. All right. So now we've done the first part. We've set up our file. We've set up a .gitignore file. We've added what file we want to ignore that we don't want the public to see. And now we've made that commit. So I think that's enough for this screencast. So let's take a break from this. And the next one we'll work on creating a space for it in GitHub and pushing those files up there and seeing how that works.